11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. What a fight! I think Canelo won it.
Juan, the Hispanic causing panic, Lascano.
Smile from Sammy Pacquiao. Oh, counter serve!
Mano derecha en dos oportunidades. El Canelo alcanzó a hacer daño con él.
Thanks to those joining me live and those that be joining me here on the archive. This style here. A couple of things to talk about. Shout out to JC, Anthony Sanchez, Wheelchair Man John. All you guys. Let's go ahead and get this one started here. So let me, just unapologetically say that I'm going to give my opinion here, and some people are going to like it, some are not. Just keep in mind, it's my opinion. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like people don't got to get bent out of shape over something I think. You could think differently. You know what I mean? It's all good. All right. But I think I'm spot on though. Like, obviously, I think I'm spot on about everything, but this one, I think I really am like spot on. Look, man, I don't. I'm not here to get on my moral high ground and talk about how I think that there's sports washing going on and human rights in Saudi Arabia and not that I'm dismissing any of that, by the way. But the reality is we're ain't nobody really care about human rights until it's convenient to care about human rights or they want a virtual signal or whatever. I do care about human rights. I do, right? But I'm just pointing out that there's a lot of hypocrisies out there. And I'm not gonna, get on my high horse or whatever because I live in a country that, I'm proud to be American, all that, but I'm not ignorant to the fact that we're involved around the world. Saudi Arabia is one of the greatest allies of the United States. We do business with them, right? I'm not going to guilt people for sports washing when the United States buys cheap oil from Saudi Arabia. Um, like I'm just saying, with our taxpayer money, I'm not going to get on my high horse and all that. It's just not the time and place for it, right? Um, we got shadow wars going on where we're bombing multiple countries. We've been doing it for decades. We've been toppling, governments. We've been destroying countries that were in good standing, pretty much around the world, and we're secular countries, and we wanted people we could control our puppets in there. Our puppets turned on us, like Saddam Hussein, and then we destroy that country pretty much. And now look at it as in disarray. I just don't want to I don't want to go over everything. You know what I mean? So just so we're clear, I don't care about any of that shit. All right. When it comes to this video. However, I do see what's going on with Turki Alalshik, and I do see what's going on with the Saudis, and I do see what's happening here, right? And part of me likes it, right? Because we're getting great fights, we're getting great cards. We're we got to see undisputed at heavyweight, and They're putting in a lot of money into sport, and fighters are getting paid, and all that's great. That's great, but I, I have to be honest. Like I'm just noticing some stuff. It's just I'm just as an observer. I'm just noticing some things as an observer. I'm noticing little things. Shout out to Remy. Those two ain't kissing up. Turkey. Look, man. Turki Alalshik. First of all, I watched this fight at a friend's house, right? And his wife brought up something. She asked a question. It's a fair question. Why does everybody call him His Excellency? Like what's this? Now she didn't ask it like that, but she did ask. Like, why do they call him His Excellency? Like what? Look, and I joked, but I was also serious at the same time because he's the guy with the money. He's the guy paying everything, right? They're the ones dropping the millions into the sport and paying these athletes. Like, I mean, let's call it what it is. It's charity, ladies and gentlemen. It's what it is. And I'm going to tell you, before I even get to Canelo or Tim Tszyu or anybody else, why, bro? I was embarrassed for the sport when I watched this pay-per-view, and I'm watching grown men groveling at the feet of Turki Alalshik. Groveling at the feet of the Sheik here. Groveling. Like they're just like, oh, Turkey, let me give you a special belt from the WBC. What are we doing? A special edition Riyadh season WBC belt. Like what the fuck are you doing? Oh yeah, the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame wants to induct Turki Alalshik into the Hall of Fame. What are we doing? We're not even in Nevada. He's never done shit in Nevada. But he's in the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. What? It's the whole thing, bro. And what I've noticed is that the sport has been so unpopular in the United States, especially, and it's been in need of some type of attention and hasn't been producing really profits for the zone, hasn't really done much for ESPN. As you saw, there's no more Showtime boxing. PBC can barely get dates on Prime. So obviously, a lot of these powers to be are in need of some help. But my God, what is your integrity worth? What the fuck is Hall of Fame if it has no integrity, bro? This isn't like somebody that got in a controversial fashion because nobody believes they did enough, or they disagree with that person, or it weakens the Hall of Fame because they just don't quite have the resume, blah, blah, blah. Like the Deontay Wilder argument. At least Deontay Wilder bled for the sport. Even if you don't agree that he should be in the Hall of Fame, at least he's somebody that put his life into the sport and was in big events, and was he bled for this. There was blood, sweat, and tears for it. Um, he was actually in big fights in Nevada, so they were putting him in the Hall of Fame in Nevada. I could see that, but this is literally somebody that has no business in a Hall of Fame right now, and they just put him in there. Fighters have to have whole careers, and then after they retire, we got to wait 3-4 years, and people still debate and this and that. This guy just got in before he even did anything in Nevada. All Turki Alalshik, let's hold hands and talk together. All Turki Alalshik, yes, you could hold my hand, Turki Alalshik. Let's walk. I get it. Oh no, but this style, you don't understand. Holding hands is part of Arabic culture. Okay, cool. Like I'm not. Okay, cool. Ring girls is part of our culture. By the way, did they have ring girls at this card? I didn't even notice. By the way, you guys tell me. I don't even. I'll be honest. I don't even know. But whatever. Oh, Turki Alalshik, I want to thank you. Let's get on our knees. I've been noticing something. Have you guys ever noticed how Turki Alalshik seems to? And I started to say this the other day on Chadakos' channel, but like he had to go and didn't really expand on it. Turki Alalshik, I just get this sense like he sees Canelo as like an adversary. You know what I mean? That's what he sees him as. Turki's agenda is clear. Take over boxing, says Remy. And Remy also says, boring event with the foolery almost ruined it for me. If Turkey is such a big boxing fan, and I'm sure he is a boxing fan, right? I do think he has casual as ideas sometimes, like oh, let's put Bivol in there with Opataya, like for example. He has some crazy ideas sometimes. But okay, whatever. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. You're this big boxing guy. You love boxing, right? And you're like, oh, I'm a big boxing fan. I want to make the big fights. I want to work with the best and in this sport. Blah 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 blah. Right? And he's mentioned Canelo, but he's almost like it's always like in a very adversarial way. So September 14th is a very big day. Mexican Independence Day is a huge day for boxing, Mexican boxing. You know the nation of Mexico, and you know that Canelo is a big name in boxing, the face of boxing. And you basically go out of your way to try to compete for that date through a different sport. And it's a combative sport. You basically help fund the Sphere event on September 14th, right? Noche with the UFC. And you openly say you're going to defeat Canelo, you're going to eat him. And if Canelo's interested, then I'll give him an offer. If he likes it, if he doesn't, then too bad. That's it. Right? You use Canelo's name for clout. You use Canelo's name to kind of give him a take it or leave it type of vague offer to fight Crawford. Canelo already had a fight with Berlanga before the Crawford event. And you were talking about how you want to see Canelo fight Crawford. Nothing really changed. He still has the Berlanga fight pending. And after the fight with Crawford and with old boy over here, Madrimov, you basically change your mind. This is the tweet. I'm going to read it for you guys. I'm going to share this for you. All right? Let's share it. There it is. Just wrapped up an important meeting now with my team, planning for the upcoming fights that we will make for 2024 and 2025. I decided to disregard the Canelo fight as I don't want it anymore. Ah, you don't want it no more. Instead, I'll be focusing for the U.S. market with bigger fights, especially for the legend Crawford. There is no bigger fight without Canelo. What do you mean? What bigger fights? Even I know there's a lot of people that don't like Canelo out there. Whatever. He sells more than everybody, so it's not debatable. Okay? What bigger fights than Canelo? Canelo's fight with Berlanga is going to sell more than this Turki Alalshik card with Crawford did last Saturday. So what bigger fight are you talking about? You could argue better fights. I don't think Canelo Crawford is a fight at 168. All right? But whatever. If you want to say better, fine. But there's no bigger fight. Bigger in what way? You tell me. Additionally, I will support making fights for Boots, Haney, Shakur, Ortiz, Anderson, Benavidez, Cepeda, and more. Regarding Tim Tszyu, there's something unclear with the communications from his team with our team. So I believe I will reconsider his situation. And for the rest of the world, definitely, I am focusing on Riyadh season card, Wembley edition, 21st of September, AJ versus Duval. And depending on the results and the results of Riyadh season opening card, Bivol versus Beterbiev, on the 12th of October, I will build the card for the rematch of Fury versus Usyk on the 21st of December. Another big card in the first quarter of 2025. Stay tuned. I think somebody doesn't like somebody because they can't control somebody. That's what I think it is. You want to, you know, because Canelo's not going to hold hands and sing Kumbaya, my friend. Kumbaya. Let's keep it a buck. All right. Whatever doesn't kiss my ass and whatever doesn't bend the knee must be destroyed, is the message I get. That's the message. That's the clear message to me. That's what it is to me. This is Khaleesi showing up with the dragons, saying you're going to bend the knee. You'll first have the option to do it, and it could be peaceful. Bend the knee, kiss Khaleesi's hand, hold my hand while I walk with you, and if and it's all good, and we could sing Kumbaya. I'll pay you what you want. All right? Now I'll pay you what I want. You will take it. Right? And that's it. If not, it's gonna be Jakara's. I'm gonna eat you. My dragon is it's gonna be fire and brimstone on your ass. I'm gonna destroy you. Doesn't need to be in the ring. I'll do it otherwise. You know what I'll do? I'll go to the UFC, and I'll help with my millions. I'm gonna help the UFC go against you. What he should have done, Canelo, was join me. If I could see, now you don't get my millions. Now you don't get my support. Now I don't call you legend when I tweet about you. I'm just gonna talk about you like it's whatever. It's unclear. Anybody who has their own way already figured out, right? Anybody who doesn't need my subsidies, because that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Fighters that don't generate what they're getting paid, or they're getting paid that out of charity, it's a fucking subsidy. Whoever doesn't need my subsidies or chooses not to take them, I will destroy. Oh, it's because there's people that don't like Canelo that are going to immediately just think of it a certain way. And I know the way they're going to think, but I got something for you. No, it's because Canelo, he's too arrogant. And look how he's acting. He's not being forthcoming and saying, yes, I want the fight. Yes, give me the fight. I want your money. Yes, thank you, Turki Alalshik. Can I have another? What about Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury was openly saying he's not going to fight Usyk. He'll never fight that man. He's a middleweight. He's a foreigner. This is a Western belt. I have nothing to prove. He's no name. He doesn't bring anything to the table. He does nothing for me. I've accomplished everything. I'd rather fight Chisora. I'd rather fight Dillian White. I'd rather fight whoever, but I'm not going to fight Usyk. I'd rather fight Anthony Joshua. I'll fight anybody but that dude. I don't want to fight that dude. Fuck that dude. That dude could go to hell. Blah, 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 blah. You can say whatever you want. That's what it was saying. What about Tyson Fury? What about the arrogance of Tyson Fury? Oh, Turkey loves Tyson Fury, though. Turkey Alalshik give Fury everything Fury wanted. Anything for Fury. He even gave him a fight with an MMA fighter, paid him millions to do it. You know what I mean? With Ngannou. He gave Ngannou. He gave Ngannou more money than he gave Crawford. Just so he could help out Fury. He paid Usyk and Fury millions for a fight that quite outside of the UK didn't really sell. Millions. The numbers I heard, oh my God. People can post in the chat what you've heard. Tell me what you heard at what Tyson Fury made. I heard that Ngannou made $10 million, but I'm hearing that Crawford made $2-3 million. What's going on? So then I'm thinking to myself, So you want to offer a fight to Canelo, and Canelo doesn't need you, by the way. This is what people don't understand. Who are you to tell Canelo, no, it's going to be in February? Like, who the fuck are you, bro? And it's still like indirectly competing against the Mexican dates, because if you fight in February, especially if it's a tough fight, you take some damage, you hurt a hand, that you could say goodbye to the May date, right? What are we doing? Look, I understand that there's a lot of frustrations with Canelo that even I have with this Berlanga fight. I'm not a fan of it, right? But the reality is this, right? Whether people like it or not, whether I like it or not, Canelo's worst day at the box office is better than any of these dudes. All right? Like, that's just a reality. There's just people that do not need Turki Alalshik. Crawford Canelo doesn't need Turki Alalshik. It just doesn't. Canelo could pay Crawford that guarantee, the $3 million guarantee. Canelo's paid all his opponents more than that, bro. Berlanga's going to make more than that. Caleb Plant made $10 million guaranteed. Like, Canelo, in other words, Canelo doesn't need a charity. And I think Turkey knows that. Turkey knows that Canelo doesn't need him. He can't control Canelo. Now, it's a double-edged sword. Like, I get part of not controlling Canelo means the motherfucker has a lot of leverage, and he feels that he could do almost anything he wants, right? And that's very frustrating for some people. I get that. Don't get me wrong. It's not. I'm not here to do like the whole, oh, look at what Canelo could do. It's not my money. I don't give a shit, right? I'm just talking specifically about Turki Alalshik, right? Whatever you tell me, oh, no, because he doesn't like Canelo's attitude. Well, he sure as hell like Tyson Fury. Oh, because he doesn't like. No, you know what it was? The reality is, at the end of the day, that Fury Usyk fight, in order for both parties to get the money that they wanted for that fight, they needed Turki Alalshik. All right. Tyson Fury was being like and some may say it wasn't his right to do it or whatever, but guess what? He was being very difficult, right? And many could say he was doing it so the Saudis could put up the money. Now, I know people's theories that Canelo was doing the same thing with the Benavidez and the Crawford situation. And maybe that's true, right? But it only makes sense. Like, think about it. If you're Canelo and you could fight Crawford, right? And I know, like, Crawford needs to know this. You don't need Turki Alalshik to make the money that Turkey's already offering you. Of course, like, if you want me to step out of my date and my plans, of course you got to pay me more than what I'm already going to make, right? Now, I already knew this, but Canelo just did an interview where he talked about he gets a percentage of every drink, every soda, every beer, every popcorn, anything that's sold out by the merchants, well, whatever it is, right? He gets a percentage out of that at all his events. Okay, this guy gets a pay-per-view revenue of his cut because it's his event. I heard some dumbass out there saying, "Oh, Canelo's nobody without a machine." Oh, Canelo is the machine. Canelo's the machine. Now, sometimes it's a machine that even I need to criticize and say, man, I don't know about that fight, bro. Like the Berlanga fight, right? But nonetheless, he's his own machine. The ones that need the machine, the charity, the subsidized money, are the ones that Turkey likes. because he could control them. Oh, Turkey, thank you. Thank you, Turkey. Can I have another? He can't control Canelo. Like that. That's the reality. That's what it is. Canelo's done nothing different to what the fuck Tyson Fury was doing, right? Before Tyson Fury got paid way more than even Crawford got paid. Ngannou got more money than Crawford because he was fighting Tyson Fury. So that's the reality of the situation. That's just the truth. They want control. That's what they want. He wants Canelo right here. But what Turkey needs to understand is that Canelo isn't just another one of the pawns on the chessboard. Canelo isn't a rook on the chessboard. He's not a knight on the chessboard. Canelo's the king on the chessboard. And he's got the pieces around him. All those pawns, he's got that. He's got his own rooks. He's got his own queen. He's got all that, but he doesn't need any of you. For better or worse, he doesn't need Turki Alalshik. People that want to take over shit don't like people that they can't control. That's just the reality, right? Other fighters, he could control them because they have like almost no other choice if they want to make that type of money. What other option does Bud have other than Turki Alalshik? If Turkey's not just giving him this money and stuff, right? Then what other option does Bud have? A lot of these guys don't have any other options. Canelo has plenty of options. Canelo could keep working with BBC. He could go back with his own and Matchroom. He's got Canelo Promotions now. He's doing his own thing. I just don't think Canelo gives a shit, bro. Look, I'm just telling you right now. And what impresses other dudes just doesn't impress Canelo. Hey, Canelo, come fight Bud in September. I'll give you $20 million. Like it's just like, okay. He's gonna make more than that, like fighting Berlanga. Like, what do you mean? Like, so obviously you gotta come with more, bro. Right? Because this is the way Canelo looking at it. I've been thinking about it, right? And the 150 million, 200 million, like to me, it's like this, okay? If you have a business, because Canelo's a brand, okay? Canelo is a brand. He is the machine. He's not like those idiots out there. Oh, he needs a machine. No, he is the machine. All right. And if he's a brand, right? So think of it this way. Let's say that you own a brand, whatever it is. Let's say it's a sports drink, right? Whatever it is, like whatever your brand is, and you control that brand, you built that brand. People criticize you what you do with your brand, but at the end of the day, is your brand, right? And then some Saudis come around, they say, we want to buy your brand. But then they want to offer you like what you're already making with your brand. No. If you want to buy my brand, it needs to be worth it to me. Right? If you want to buy what I got, then you're going to pay what I believe my market value is. And if you're not willing to pay it, then that's cool. Because that's basically what Canelo's saying. Like, you want to work with me, this is what you got to pay me. Okay? If you don't want to pay me that, that's cool. I'll keep doing my own thing. I don't need you, right? And he's doing that. At the end of the day, if you're telling Canelo, we're going to do it in February, you want to do it or not? Guess what? The offer needs to make sense. If you're asking Canelo to potentially not do his May date, if you're asking him to drop everything, right? Then it needs to be worth it to him. That's what it is. And as far as Tim Tszyu, I don't know the situation with Tim Tszyu, right? But I do know this. He's got like a sweet deal over there in Australia. He's making his money in Australia. Like Tim Tszyu's doing fine without Turki Alalshik, right? They got to deal with main events, Kill Sports over there. He sells pay-per-view over there. He sells merchandise over there. Every time he fights, all his fights are at the bars over there. Like you know what I mean? Like everything, it's big over there, right? He doesn't need Turki Alalshik. So I don't know the situation, but it could be that they have like a plan, and Turkey's kind of like getting in the way of it, right? And maybe it's not coinciding with what Tim Tszyu's team wants to do. And Turkey's taking it personal. Like he wants everybody to like grovel at his feet or something. And he wants everyone to just drop what they're doing and just whatever Turkey says we're going to do, right? But, like that's not going to work for everybody, especially if they don't need you. And if you want Tim Tszyu, again, I don't know the situation, but if you want Tim Tszyu to drop what he's doing, right? When what he's doing is making millions and he's making money doing it, then you got to make it worth his while because you want his brand, right? That's just the way it is. Tszyu doesn't need you the way to compare with an Australian, the way Jayo Pataya needed you. He doesn't need you in that sense. So giving Tim Tszyu $1 million isn't gonna like make him like, oh yeah, okay, oh my God, like you know what I mean? Like that's not the way it's going, bro. That's not the way it is. And who knows what it is, but it sounds very passive aggressive, right? This whole thing it's so passive aggressive, bro. Like Canelo fight, I don't want it anymore. Like, oh, you don't want it no more. Well, what changed? You already knew Canelo had a fight scheduled before the event. Now, after the event, you don't want it no more? Well, what changed exactly? And what bigger fights are you going to do? And additionally, what are all these guys doing that Tim Tszyu isn't, quote unquote, doing? There's something unclear with the communication from his team, from our team. What does that mean? So because Tim Tszyu is doing a card over there, I don't know where in Australia. I don't know if it'll be in Sydney. I don't know where it's going to be. But what exactly is it? What's the problem? You can't do a Riyadh season over there in Australia or what? It's the issue here is control. That's what it is. That's what it is. Like at the end of the day, that's what it is. And all this isn't going to last. Like people just think, like I hear people talk about the Saudis, right? I was listening to the Pro Box show, and I heard Algeri just say like he goes, shout to Nando, but it's washed and knows it. That's the reason. Goddamn. All right. Shout out to Nando. He's a hard working man. And shout out to Remy as well.
I'm a hard-working man.
So here's the thing, guys. I get that the Saudis have a lot of money, and I get they're spending a lot of money, and I get that there could be like this bottomless pit of money that they got that they're willing to spend. And if you do the math, they probably have enough money to do this for decades if they want to, and blah, 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 blah. But nobody is in the business of losing money. They may take a loss in a short term to fuck up a market, right? They may take a loss in a short term for long-term gains, but nobody's in the business just losing millions and millions. It's just like no, it's not a thing. All right. The Saudis are not selling all this oil around the world so they could just give charity to everybody. I don't care if you say it's because of sports washing. I don't care if you say, oh, Turkey's a big fan and da da da. First of all, Turkey's already said he's sick. Okay. I don't know how sick. I don't know, but he's used the whole like I'm very, very sick, so I want to make some fights happen before I come to an end. That's basically what he said. Assuming he's telling the truth, they're telling me Turkey's not going to be around forever. All right? So, number one, if Turkey's not going to be around forever, whoever's in charge of sports after Turkey, what makes you think they're going to be spending all these millions just to lose the money? And nothing about what they're doing screams, hey, we really want to lose money. All right? If they were okay with losing money, they wouldn't be putting it on pay-per-view. They would just give it for free. Have any of you dumb idiots even thought about that? If they were in the business, just like, oh, the Saudis don't care about making money. They just want to make the big. So why would they sell tickets? Why would they sell them at the price that we're selling them at? Why would they put it in a stadium? Why would they put it on pay-per-view? Well, why would they do any of that? Why not just do free admissions and first come, first serve? And here are these free fights. And why not give them? Why not give Crawford $10 million? And because they theoretically could give them all that money, they got it right. But all of a sudden, these purses are dropping. Bud isn't getting what even Ngannou got. So that's just showing me something. And they're putting all this on pay-per-view now, and they're selling it to you, but you're convinced that they're okay with losing money, that they have no interest in gaining money. If they don't if they don't make money, if they don't make profits, it's not going to be forever. Okay? Turkey has a boss. The Saudi prince says, yo, man, enough of this boxing thing. Then he's done with it, bro. I don't care how much of a big fan he is of boxing and how big of a fan. He doesn't care. Okay? But I will listen to Chris Algieri's like, well, look, the Saudis can make that fight. Any possible fight, he always says the Saudis can make it because they don't even care about making money. Why the fuck would they put fights on pay-per-view? They don't care about making money. Why would they own the right? And I get well, they're supposed to own the rights to it. They're paying for it. I get that. But you guys are the ones saying they don't want to make money. Nobody wants to lose money, bro. Nobody. I'm just saying. There are billionaires in this country, okay, that can throw a car like this and it wouldn't do much to them. But they will lose money and they're not interested in it. So I don't understand why people are like, oh, Saudi Arabia has so much money. You don't understand. The money that they got, I get that they got all that money. But at the end of the day, they're trying to make a profit. Oh, no, because they're only interested in sports washing. If that's all they're interested in, why would they be putting these fights on pay-per-view? If it's just about, isn't it Wouldn't it be more effective sports washing if more people watch it? If the idea really is, if all of it really is, and I'm not saying it has nothing to do with it, but if the whole thing is, no, this is about helping the image of Saudi Arabia, right? If that's the important part, why would you put a paywall behind it? Wouldn't you want more people to watch it? What does your common sense tell you? Man, Nando's is going in today, bro. God damn. You know what I mean? Man. Shout out to Nando. At the end of the day, I'm not even saying there's anything necessarily wrong with this, but Turki Alalshik's going to work with people that need him, right? The Saudis are going to work with people that need them when it comes to sport of boxing. And unfortunately, the sport of boxing is a sport or a business, okay, that's up to the highest bidder. It has very low moral ground. It is integrity is not a very important, vital role to a lot of people on top of the sport. And I'm not talking about the fighters. I'm talking about the people in the suits. And we've seen it in display. Unfortunately, this is a sport where people will grovel at somebody if it means that there's money in front of their face. This is a sport where a WBA president is talking about putting a title on the line for Chavez Jr. against Jake Paul because he sees money in it, right? That is the low bar of integrity that this sport has, okay? Where the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame inducted a man who never even set foot in Nevada, from my knowledge, but has never done a card in Nevada, right? Has done one card in the U.S. and wasn't even in Nevada. The card was in California, and the California Boxing Hall of Fame didn't put him in. It was the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame. Now, I don't even know if California has a Boxing Hall of Fame. I'm assuming they do, but it just tells you where we're at, right? And at some point, the Saudis are going to see, maybe we could make more money with other sports. We don't got to spend as much money in other sports to make profits, et cetera, et cetera. And if that's the case, they're going to, at some point, they're going to get tired, okay, of these clapping seals. Do you think Turki Alalshik respects these dudes, by the way? You think he respects these dudes that grovel at his feet? Did you see him look at these dudes like they're pathetic? I saw it. Shout out to Turki Alalshik, dude's a G. He's doing his thing. And it may come off this way, but I got no beef with Turki Alalshik. Dude's a gangster. The dude's over here, showing us how men can sell their souls in front of our very eyes, bro. Clapping seal, oh, Turkey. Yes, Turkey. Let's put you in the Hall of Fame, Turkey. Bro, I was just waiting for them to, my God, I was just what's next? A presidential medal of honor? Or what? What's going on, bro? I'm just waiting to see what they give this dude, right? I mean, this is crazy. And I'm seeing people in the media kissing ass too, bro. Look off record. Look. When it's not off record, because I'm live, but I've heard off record things said from people in the media that are trying to work with Turkey, trying to make money working with the dude in some way, shape, or fashion. Because Turkey has the power to get you to Saudi Arabia and give you access and give you money, and there's people that think of it that deep, right? And it's man, what's where's your honor as a man, bro? Where's your self-respect? Where's your integrity, bro? I got no problem. Like, it is what it is, man. I'll shout out the cards. The undercards are good. They're great fights. But I have questions, and I've asked them in this video. I have observations, and I've talked about them here. And that's all I got to say at the end of the day, right? The dude is that Khaleesi showing up with the dragon, bro. It's like you bend the knee or Shikara's, and he's gonna burn your city to the ground. Like that. That's basically what he's doing. Like that's what he's attempting to do with Canelo and his army. Like, you know what I mean? What he's doing. He's gonna burn those all to the ground. Like, you know what I mean? It's what he's doing, bro. He's basically saying Pippin ain't easy, Ho ain't hard, man. Oakland. Shout out to Nando Yamas. You know what I mean? I heard he's been hitting the gym.
Man, that nigga was that Japanese guy was in shape.
Speaking of Inoue, remember when all Inoue was doing was kicking ass and whooping ass, and people just had an opinion and said he was number 1 pound for pound, and Turkey comes out and he's like, oh no, he's not. Inoue's a good fighter, but Crawford is clearly number 1 pound per pound. Like, no, you could have Crawford number 1. It's an argument. It's not crazy to have Crawford number 1, but what is it? Inoue don't need him. Inoue's a superstar in Japan. He doesn't need Turkey. He doesn't need Riyadh season, subsidy money. You don't need it, bro. Inoue's over there doing $20 million gates, and he's over here like freaking like setting records in television and getting bigger ratings than baseball over there. Like, and baseball is like huge over there, right? He's a superstar. He don't need Turkey. So of course he's not number 1 pound per pound, right? Like I mean, like, you got to see the pattern here. You just got to. Not saying he can't work in some capacity within a way, and then maybe they will, but like, I just think there's just a pattern I'm noticing, right? And a lot of these American fighters, unfortunately, the sport of boxing is not that popular in the United States. They don't have as big followings, right? They're bragging about 1 million viewers on ESPN, which is like abysmal, okay? Especially for a guy that wants more than 4 million to fight for one night, and you don't even get 1 million viewers. I mean, that's crazy. But yeah, like they of course you're going to be like, oh yeah, Turkey's great. Like you know what I mean? I would be saying the same thing, right? Of course, Andy Ruiz, who's like forgotten pretty much and isn't as big as he was after the Joshua win. Of course, Andy's like, oh yeah, Turkey. I mean, Turkey's a great guy, like, of course he's gonna say that. You know what I mean? Of course, Jared Miller, who Turkey has no problem working with, even though the dude is a drug cheat. He's been caught, he had a whole pharmacy in his system. He did it multiple times. He was coming off a knockout loss with Dubois. He did a fucking carjacking and assault. But of course Turkey doesn't mind working with him. I mean, it's all good. But for some reason he's very passive aggressive about Canelo. And I'm not interested in working with Canelo no more. And like I mean, come on. Oh, it's his attitude. Well, what about Tyson Fury's attitude? You guys got no answer to that shit. All right. With that said, that's all I gotta say. All right. You could think of me ever getting access and making money with Turki Alalshik out the window, right? A lot of you still holding on to those hopes that one day you get to work with Turki Alalshik. So, and maybe some of you want credentials to Riyadh season cards or whatever it is. So you're gonna do what you got to do, and I don't got any beef with that, okay? But just don't get mad at me because I'm giving my opinion. All right. Don't get mad at me because I'm just telling you what I think. All right. This is D-Style Boxing. I got nothing else to say. And I'm out of here. Peace.